is tonight inside of a steel cage.
There was actually one point in time where Luke Hawx refused to come back to the organization until a certain sum of money was met. Matt Hardy offered to pay that money to get Luke Hawx in the ring because, in Matt Hardy's words, his Christmas gift to these fans is to eradicate Luke Hawx from professional wrestling. And what better way to do it than traditionally the most dangerous match in pro wrestling, 15 feet high of solid steel. No rules in this matchup at all. Matt Hardy and Luke Hawx. And it goes without saying, whichever individual will taste the steel with their forehead first will be at the decided disadvantage.
Luke Hawx now with Matt Hardy in the corner.
What sort of play Matt hits the side effect early.
That is early.
Hawx is down. Near fall situation there, but what effect do you feel the crowd will have on this matchup? Luke Hawx has not really been liked his entire tenure here. Matt Hardy, fans seem very opinionated on one way or the other.
Yeah, true. I mean, neither one of these guys is a Boy Scout, you know. I don't know. I mean, it'll be interesting to see who the crowd takes to, because Luke Hawx has curried no favor amongst these fans or any fans at any live event, as far as, like you said, for any Extreme Rising show thus far. And Matt Hardy also, you know, he's very, very brash and vocal and, you know, certainly far from humble. And so it'll be interesting to see who the crowd should cheer for.
And Hawx head over heels, back hits the steel, awkward landing. Matt Hardy, in my estimation, feels he is above professional wrestling fans. He's not been shy about calling himself an iconic superstar, beloved by millions the world over. He claims he's a victim of bullying as a result of wrestling fans.
Yeah, and I think he thinks that whatever company that he should work for, you know, again, he holds himself in higher esteem than the entire organization, and believes that everybody at any organization he's with, you know, should be at his beck and call and carry water for him. And you know, what he's got to realize is, you know, this is Extreme Rising, and it's, you know, Extreme Wrestling is a team effort.
Matt says that the fans, the most they can hope for is to live vicariously through him, and certainly no one living vicariously through Luke Hawx right now, as his face just raked violently across the steel. And you know, we've all encountered fences and things of that nature. There's always jagged edges. There's pieces of steel sticking out that can stick into your skin and dig away and peel. All it takes is one little piece of metal out of place. You know, this is not a cage constructed with a multi-million-dollar budget. It's designed to hurt and maim.
No, I mean, I tried not to encounter fences in that regard, you know what I mean? I mean, sure, there was that, you know, game that I played with that one girl in the third grade.
Well, we can,
you know, little Cindy and whatever, but I mean,
I don't think she wants, I don't think she wants incriminated in this broadcast. Be that as it may, Matt Hardy, not shy about name dropping either. Talking about all his big connections. He even went as far as to get Nick Searcy, a big star on the FX hit series Justified, to post a video online bashing Luke Hawx. Now, what that has to do and what that proves to anything, I don't know.
Well, it proves that Matt Hardy has friends in high places, but so does Luke Hawx. Sure. And he's also got friends in low places, and he can take you there.
Absolutely. May take him there right now. Matt counters. Luke Hawx been working vigorously at the gym. Claims to have 20-inch arms at this point. Another athlete that's in the best shape of his career, and both men precariously perched on that top rope. Hardy and Hawx are battling. Side Russian leg sweep.
You were talking about it. Both of these guys are in the best shape of their lives. I remember Luke Hawx from half of his lifetime ago, from half of my lifetime ago as a teenager, and it's just the phenomenal metamorphosis that he's made over the course of the last decade or two to get where he is today is unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, to put that into perspective, Luke Hawx first rose to prominence, he was nicknamed Altar Boy Luke because he had that type of frame. He had that type of aura about him. But certainly, this is not a boy. This is a man. He is all man, taking the fight to Matt Hardy, especially when you factor in some of the famous cage matches Matt Hardy's been involved in over the years. This stipulation favors Matt Hardy. But Luke Hawx with the aggression now. I think Luke Hawx has been kind of put into the reluctant hero role. I don't think there's any love lost between Luke Hawx and any of the Extreme originals or the Extreme fans, but maybe the enemy of my enemy is my friend in the case of some of these fans. Cover. Your fault.
I hear what you're saying. It's such a weird dynamic, yeah.
And what's the condition of Rebby Sky? She took a very awkward tumble earlier on in the night with that confrontation involving homicide.
Right. That's a factor as well.
Rebby Sky usually would be a bigger factor, but of course this cage has been put into place. Neither man was hesitant at all about making this cage matchup. And of course, as you said earlier so well, anything can happen in this building, and it probably will.
And probably will.
Tonight has been proof positive of that, and we thank you so much for being a part of it. Watching us at home on internet, pay-per-view, jumping back kick by Hawx. Caught Hardy right in those movie star looks, or I'm sure as Hardy would want you to believe.
And Hardy's got some time to think about it now, but doesn't take too long.
Yeah, less than 3 seconds to be sure. Again, talking about the importance of rankings, the importance of the title picture. Such a grand stage these gentlemen are contesting this rivalry on. Anytime that this feud has been attempted to be settled, it has failed miserably. And these men have been chasing each other for quite a long time across this country.
They've talked about not wanting to end the issue. They've talked about wanting to end each other's careers. And then they did pick the right stipulation, and they picked the right hardware and the right match to do it, because this is the kind of match that will take months, will take years off of the back end of your livelihood in the wrestling business.
Absolutely. You got to wonder if either of these two men will make it to Pittsburgh February 8th. Will make it back here in March.
This being the other half of the double main event, I mean, who knows? It's quite possible, if not probable, who knows, depending on the outcome, the winner of this match might be in line to be #1 contender and take on Stevie Richards in Pittsburgh. Who knows? You never know. Very,
very possible, if not probable. Matt Hardy coming off a big win recently here in Extreme Rising when he beat Sabu in our last event. Hardy drops down with the point of the elbow. But Luke Hawx right back up with a spin kick. And there you see that just that bitterness that exists between the two. Luke Hawx not going to let Matt Hardy have the last word in anything.
Mike Keener examining the scope of the demolition so far that these guys have put each other through.
John Finnegan on the outside, manning the door. Rebby Sky looking on, concerned. Hardy with a chair. The duck. And Hawx gets right to the base of the spine. A second time, and Hawx fired up. And finally, when it's flesh and steel, flesh will not win out. Hawx tried to block out the pain, but Matt Hardy made a career off of tables, ladders, and chairs. He can swing a chair with the best of them.
Tough to do the math on this one because bone may even be tougher than steel, but Matt Hardy is stronger than death. But then again, Luke Hawx claims to be stronger than Hardy. So I don't know what wins out there.
Solve for X. Hardy with a chair right to the throat. And not many strong things in the way of where Luke Hawx aimed at Matt Hardy, shot to the nether regions. That'll neutralize anybody. But is it enough for Luke Hawx to recover? Desperation maneuver, Joel. I mean, Hardy was choking Luke Hawx in the middle of that ring. It's a cage match. There was no way to stop that.
Right.
That was Hardy looking to fulfill that prophecy. Hawx comes back with a power slam. Could do it, no. You see the stakes there. Hardy was not trying to win the match. He was trying to end Luke Hawx. And Hawx comes back with a belly-to-belly. On top now, deep hook in the leg too.
Now these guys, I believe that they mean every word of it. Matt Hardy would love in the year 2014 to be coming to these Extreme Rising events, and Luke Hawx is not around anymore, and vice versa.
Hardy cuts Luke off with a pass. What is that? Twist of fate from the top!
When it's a twist of fate from the top, it's a twist of everything. It's a twist of every little part of the neck.
A cruel twist of fate if there ever was one. Matt Hardy beats Luke Hawx, no! And Matt Hardy, as shocked as anybody, that didn't get the job done. Not sure what Hardy was screaming out. Some sort of evil threat, one has to surmise. And Hawx is completely dazed. That may have been instinct more than anything to cause Luke Hawx to kick out, and Hardy, one of the best right hands in the business. Underrated perhaps, but very, very effective, very impactful.
Luke Hawx looks wiped. He looks exhausted.
Hardy now going to join Hawx on top. Could he be going for a second twist of fate? Hawx sees it, counters, and Hardy hits very, very awkwardly on that top ring cable, and that could give Luke Hawx a chance here.
He's got a little bit of time, but he doesn't have all the time in the world. He's got a little bit of time.
Hawx trying to shake the cobwebs, and Luke Hawx is going up all the way up high from the top of the cage!
I think I've got the answer to your question from before. I mean, at least at this point in the match, it looks like the fans somewhat behind Luke Hawx.
I think certainly that daredevil risk of Luke Hawx won over the respect of a lot of the Extreme Brethren here tonight, and it could win the match for Luke Hawx. No!
Luke Hawx came in last year. He came in at the beginning with an axe to grind. He hated Extreme Wrestling. He hated the old guard. He wanted to make sure there was new blood. The whole thing. It's, you know, it's always in wrestling. I could appreciate it. And I'm sure as the color commentator, I was supposed to sit and I was supposed to be very, very anti-Luke Hawx, right?
Sure.
Yeah, I wasn't, because I could appreciate his talents. Wrestling always smiles upon a self-made man.
Not to cut you off, but Rebby Sky in the ring, and
how'd that happen?
blatantly downstairs, Rebby Sky just snuck past John Finnegan through the door. And there's a twist of fate. Oh, not like this. No! And again, that heart, that passion, Luke Hawx may have not gotten along with many of the Extreme pioneers, but he certainly is the embodiment of that extreme heart and determination in this match.
Yeah, he's earned respect, certainly the respect of these fans.
And Rebby Sky still in the ring. Somebody do something here. That chair is wide open. That's Homicide. Gringo Cutter from Homicide. Homicide and Hawx continuing their relationship from last year. Rebby got the Gringo Cutter. Rebby Sky is out, and Homicide directing traffic. Luke Hawx with an opportunity. Whoa. Well, think about what you're doing here, Luke. That could crush a larynx. That could stop a guy from breathing. That's how far it's come. Now that was extreme.
And what they should do is check on Matt Hardy right now immediately. Did you see the position the chair was in?